Hello, besties. How are you tonight? This is Eddie, and I'm really excited to be here tonight to talk to you about the latest episode of Potomac, Family Karma, and Southern Hospitality. This last weekend of Bravo has been so great because each and every single one of these episodes was so good. They brought different reasons for them to be good. We have gossip, we have possible thruples, we have friendship forming, we have alcohol issues, we have family issues, and we're gonna talk about all of that tonight here on Martinis with Eddie. Let's start with Potomac. I am a Potomac fan. Everybody knows this. Potomac has become one of those franchises that I truly enjoy. With that said, I'm starting to believe that even Karen is tired of Giselle's shit. Like, not just like for the shit and giggles. I'm saying like she's tired. They start the episode at Giselle's house. And let me tell you, the house is looking nice. It's not spectacular for by any means. It's not like a one of a kind design. It seems to me like it's just, a nice house. But Karen has this way of shading Giselle that only Karen can do on her confessional. Even though she was like complimenting the house and all this stuff, in her confessional, she goes, the chandelier is nice. I like it. And the producer's like, yeah, what else? Well, I'm trying to be nice. She did not like the house. I mean, Karen has an exquisite taste, and let alone the fact that Giselle and Karen have this like really weird, frenemy dynamic for the past few seasons. So it's interesting to see now that Giselle has her little casita almost done. You know, props to her. I am a big fan of remodeling homes, and we have seen how that house went from parking lot tent to at least a home now. You know what I'm saying? She actually has something going on, and not even Karen can say this is nice. She liked the chandelier. I like the chandelier too. But the topic of conversation was Mia. Interesting because we just got back from Miami. I thought they were like on Mia's side, but now Giselle is starting to start these rumors or kind of making it seems like Mia and Jacqueline had this weird dynamic with G. And honestly, we had seen it all when it comes to the housewives. And tropos, it's not weird nowadays. I know it sounds taboo for some, but maybe because I've seen it many times, it doesn't shock me to the core, like for some, more conservative, family circles. But the way that Karen reacted to the news that possibly Mia buying a Porsche for Jacqueline from the strip club, her reaction was so funny. The way that she grabbed her hair and covered her eye, and I'm thinking to myself, yes, the tea is so good that I need somebody to find out more details about this because I'm into it. I want to know what the deal is between Mia, G, and Jacqueline. There is something, and I want to know what it is. And that person is Karen. Because as soon as she found out that there is more to the story than what we saw in Miami, she decided to go to Mia's place. And that's why Karen is such a great housewife. She didn't wait too long to do her research and find out what's happening between Mia and Jacqueline. When she went to Mia's house, she asked um, Mia directly, without skipping a beat, about the fact that she likes to watch G do business with other ladies, and she went ahead and asked, "What about Peter? Was Patricia involved too?" Patricia hasn't. I mean, Peter needs to stop getting involved in every single franchise's business. I'm going to scream and pull out my hair if I see him popping on like Beverly Hills. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow he makes his way into Beverly Hills. Maybe he wants to start a restaurant with one of the ladies. Maybe with Lisa Rinna. I can see Lisa Rinna being so thirsty, trying to, go against Lisa Vanderpump, the queen of restaurants in Beverly Hills. And she finds a way to bring Peter to Beverly Hills for him to open a restaurant there. I'm just saying, he's that thirsty, and Lisa Rinna is mega thirsty. So, what we find out is that there was a situation between G, Mia, and Peter, but it was not Peter the one involved. Was Peter's girlfriend? And I dropped to the floor. I mean, and Mia's so nonchalant about it, like she doesn't care, she just said it. Yeah. And brings more questions to the table, because if she allowed G to be with, Peter's girlfriend, the way that Mia and Jacqueline are so close, it's just so questionable. They asked Jacqueline that, and she said, "Let's bring Mia and ask her. Let's ask G, but let's not jump all the way to that part, because that happened at the live podcast of Gizelle and Robyn, which, by the way, the fact that they had a host that did not know their name is quite embarrassing. Make sure that if you're hosting an event, the person who introduced you knows your name, right? Robin Bryant. A mess. A freaking hot ass mess. Before we jump into it, let's step back a little bit. Let's talk about Robin Bryant, aka Robin. She's still talking about the whole prenup with Juan. His reaction to the news that Robin wants him to sign a prenup before getting married is not shocking, based on the way that she acts, based on the way that it doesn't seem like there's not a balance financially in that household. It seems like Robin is the one that is starting to bring in the cashola, the cash money, the cash flow. He was not very happy about it. He said that, she said on Watch What Happened Live that he will sign whatever. But in that moment, that scene, he was so uncomfortable. And he was also very, like he was not welcoming the idea of signing a prenup, because he's not after her money or something like that. Like he's not going to cheat on her. But wasn't that the reason why they stopped being together in the first place? So I can definitely agree with Robin and include a clause where he said that if he cheats, either doesn't get anything or whatever. Because she does have some businesses going on, and if you don't do anything to protect your businesses, then that's on you. So I 100% support the idea of me of Robin. Look at me, I'm like the host, confusing name now. I'm all for Robin getting Juan to sign a prenup. She has stuff going on with her life. She's bringing, the dinero into the family, and she has every single right to protect that. Um, I really want to know when they're going to get married. That's the question that keeps burning every single fan of Potomac. We have no idea. They've been roommates for such a long time. They've been engaged for like 3 years now. And they keep talking about getting married and nothing. And the worst part is, and I don't care what anyone says, is the fact that Robyn is not even inviting her closest friend, Gizelle, to the wedding. So who's going to be the witness? Like who's witnessing this alleged wedding? Usually you invite at least your closest friends, even if it's like a small dinner at home, or you take them to whatever to the courthouse. You need. I think by law, when the first time that I got married, it was in the courthouse, and two friends went with us because you need witnesses. The second time that I got married was a more formal. I'll be married twice, so I'm just spilling the tea on myself. um, was more formal, also require witnesses. So I do not understand where this problem with Robyn not inviting Gizelle to the wedding is. To me, it sounds like they are dragging this as long as they can to either stay on the show and have something going on, because beside that, what else Robyn is doing? We have seen every single lady brings something to the table. And I'm still wondering what Gizelle and Robyn do beside riding somebody else's coattail, especially Gizelle. Robyn, she brings some drama. Gizelle, she just stirred the pot and she's becoming the Rena of Potomac. And this is not a compliment. I'm not saying this with kindness. This is a shade. She's becoming Rena because she doesn't share anything from her own household. We don't know anything about Giselle's life outside maybe one business endeavor that she had before, and now this podcast that she has going on. But that's not enough. That's not enough for us to get to know the real Gizelle. And all I know about Gizelle is that she likes to attack people's marriages and successful career. We had it before with Monique. We had it with um, Wendy. We had it with Ashley when Ashley was good with Michael Darby at the beginning. They have gone after people who has established marriages and successful careers. But I am going to agree with Robyn. She needs to get Juan to sign a goddamn um, prenup. Period. End of the story. Let's move on from the prenup. This has been quite a long time talking about that. Um, Wendy. Wendy was having health issues on this episode. So it seemed like she found out that she had a really bad kidney stone, and that's no joke. That's painful. I was more concerned about the Christian Dior bag. If you watch the episode, she's been wheeled into the ER with a Christian Dior bag laying in her lap as she's like really like in pain. And I'm thinking, yeah, it sucks that you are in pain, and I feel really bad for you. But I'm praying to God that somebody grabs that bag before something spills on it, because I love that bag. Then we see Wendy back to her home, and her mom is there. I mean, her mom is like a character on her own. She is hysterical. I need her to come to take care of me when I'm sick because the first thing that she offers to Wendy to drink is a glass of wine. And Wendy's like, hell no, I just want water. I'm not drinking wine. I'm in pain and taking medications. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should ask her mom to come take care of me because I don't mind having a little glass of wine when I'm going through some issue, like some kind of like pain or fever, or anything. Might be like a good way to get rid of it because it's grape juice. And grape juice is good for like, you know, it's an, I don't know, it's cranberry juice. Look at me. Anyway, it's grape juice. So that should be good for you, right? To recover. Grape juice is good. So why not? I'm here for the glass of wine when you're sick. So I'm asking Wendy, if you're listening, please send your mom to take care of me whenever I'm sick because I'm here for it. Then they start talking about boob jobs. Her mom wants a boob job. And I mean, if you ask me, I mean, Wendy, she should give her mom a boob job because that's gonna make her happy. I'm here for making moms happy. They always give everything to us as a kid, and they help us to build our, futures. So if her mom needs a boot job to feel better about herself, I mean, Wendy, I'm sorry, you need to put that boot job in the top of your list. She said like, oh, that's not even close to like the bottom part of my list. That's like forget about it. And I'm here to say, Wendy, I mean, maybe you should move that to the top of the list and help your mama feel better about herself because hey, that's mom. That podcast was a hot mess. Karen was not holding back the shade the whole entire time, and I'm here for it. Karen, it was she was sending me. She was sending me with every single shade that she threw at Gizelle and Robyn, every single chance that she had. First off, she said like, I feel happy for those who pay to be here because it's empty. So they have leg room, they have, where to put their bag. The theater is pretty much empty, so good for them because they are getting the best treatment with a lot of space. And that, guys, this real top tier housewife shade. She was recording. She's like, I'm gonna take notes, like like Robyn did with Wendy and Mia by recording this. And Karen had her little Karen Huger zone. The Karen Huger zone, which is the Karen version of Robyn's DMZ style video. Then we have the messy host who did not know Robyn's name. She called her Robyn Bryant. That was embarrassing. And I will not invite that person ever again to any event. Like Beyonce once said, somebody's getting fired. Somebody's getting fired. And that was crazy. The podcast live is actually a great idea. I love interacting with people. That's why I'm doing this live. Sometimes I get comments. Sometimes, people drop questions and we can answer them as it goes. So I'm here for lifestyle podcasting. But if you are going to do a live podcast, you need to be ready to answer tough questions. And once again, the biggest question on Real Housewives of Potomac history is, when is Robyn and Juan getting married? When is the wedding? When is it? It's like, is it never happening? It's like, so somebody actually asked that question and Robyn didn't answer it. Literally just like said like, we will have to see and wait. You have to wait and see. I'm kind of annoyed with Robyn and Gizelle for not being able to answer any question that the people ask them. I'm not just talking about the podcast, I'm talking in general. They have the ability of not being accountable for anything. I mean, nobody holds them accountable. They try to ask questions and somehow they find ways to dance around the question and not say anything. Robyn was at Watch What Happened Live. Now that we're talking about questioning them, and one of the viewers asked a burning question, which is why she has to, why she has to bring up the whole Candace's Instagram live, you know, conversation. When on the same Instagram live, she praised Robyn's businesses and how she will support her, you know. And you know what she said? Literally, what she said is that she doesn't have time to listen to the entire live, and that's what she heard. That part that she brought to the table, she heard that part and she wanted to share with the other ladies. How convenient. How convenient. That literally 2 minutes after Candace said that she doesn't trust bitches on this group and all this stuff, Candace proceeded to praise Robyn, and Robyn did not listen to that. But tell me how she had the time to not only listen to what she needed to hear, but to go to the dollar store and get a low budget MP3 player, one of those little Bluetooth speakers. Because she wanted to have a moment and she doesn't have the character. I don't want to say balls because that's so like misogynist, like, oh, because guys can have balls. But no, let's not say balls. Let's say she didn't have the character to admit that she just wanted to have a moment, that she had the opportunity, she took it, she ran away with it, and now she looked like a fool because nobody fell for it, because people actually watched the Instagram live and people know what she said. You can literally go back to her Instagram feed to the day that she did it, and it still lives on her grid. So the fact that she's saying she didn't have the time to watch it, but she actually had the time to plan this moment that felt so flat, is all we need to know about Robyn's character. Desperately needing a moment and never having it. How sad that you've been on this show for 7 seasons and we're still trying to remember something that it doesn't feel forced about, her housewife persona. One of my favorite moments is the umbrella. There was Robyn and Monique's fight. But it's not because of Robyn, it was because what Monique said about the umbrella. Then now every time that I see one, that's what I think about. And it reminds me every single time that I think about that. But the fact that Robyn has this really bad habit of violating people's spaces. Like she likes to like invade people's personal space to the point that it's quite dangerous, because it can, turn into physical if somebody doesn't get in between them. And that has happened before. On Watch What Happened Live, once again, people asked her about Cherise and the fact that she actually had to hold her back when she was going for Wendy. And she kept denying it. Not even Andy Cohen was satisfied with her answer because he knew that she was full of shit. That she was trying to dance around the question. She said like, "Oh, Cherise didn't need to. She just did it because it's a reaction to avoid this physical confrontation from happening." It doesn't matter. She actually held you back. her 10 fingers were on your shoulders, holding you from getting closer to Wendy. So she did, in fact, hold you back. So there's no need of trying to twist the narrative because we saw it with our own eyes. We saw what you did with Candace too with our own eyes, with the whole, dollar store Bluetooth speaker. So yeah, I mean, Robyn is obviously none of my favorite. She likes to hold people accountable, or at least trying really hard for them to apologize to her, like Wendy did. But she can do the same. Or Gizelle. Talking about Gizelle too, before we jump into the Jaqueline of it all. Uh, she was asked about Chris, and the whole, after reunion encounter in her dressing room. She said that Chris apologized to her because he was wrong. I said this last week. When Ray was trying to get Chris to apologize to Gizelle. I said the moment that Chris apologizes to her, she's going to use that apology to make him look even worse because she's going to have the ammunition to say he was wrong. What he did was wrong. We were talking about her feeling in some way. We weren't talking about the fact that something actually happened, but she was feeling in some way. And I said it. I said, Chris, the only thing that he needs to do in this situation is acknowledge Giselle's feelings and move on. By apologizing, now we had what we had. She went and watched what happened live, and she said that because Chris apologized to her was because he knew that he did something wrong. And she didn't even say, I'm going to apologize to him for making him look like a predator on national TV. She didn't do that. So there's no accountability on her side by the way that she was talking about him. And we are going to get into the mess that even Gizelle is building up, which is all the rumors about Jaqueline, G, and Mia. After the podcast, they sat down and they asked Jaqueline to join them for a conversation where they were drilling the girl, asking her about what she does or doesn't do with Mia and G. I'm curious. Don't get me wrong. Ask all the questions. Ask away because that's what we watch Housewives for the drama and the mess. But Mia said something really interesting. In one of her confessionals, she said that Gizelle likes to like build stories about other people and be involved in people's lives because she has nothing going on in her life. She has nothing going on in her own. So obviously, that's basically Giselle's storyline since season 1. I keep saying it. When somebody only has that as her own, driving story, it can get boring. Like, girls, change it up. Change it up. We need to get to know Gizelle a little more if she wants people to like her. I know Gizelle has fans. I've seen the fans defending her behavior. But let's be honest, what is Giselle's business on the show? What's her life? What's good? I'm literally asking. So if you know the answer to my questions, please go on the comment section on my YouTube channel, or you can leave it on my Twitter account, Martinez with Eddie. Which, by the way, if you're liking this conversation, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, go subscribe to my podcast, and go follow my Twitter or Instagram. They're all under Martini with Eddie. But the point is, it's true. Mia has a point. Mia said that because Gizelle has nothing going on, she gets involved in other people's lives. And now we are going to find out what Mia, G, and Jaqueline's story is all about. And everything started because Gizelle saw Jaqueline and Mia showering together in Miami. That's the beginning of the rumors. Because Mia has been very open to them when it comes down to the way that she has an open marriage. You know, like where they invite people to get involved in, in their bedroom. So I don't get why Gizelle is so obsessed with finding out about Jaqueline, but it must be because Jaqueline is hanging out with them and she needs something to go after Mia. And to think that she was defending her before when they were in Miami. It's just so easy to go after somebody else than have a real story on her own. Potomac's next episode is gonna get even more intense because Ashley's friend, the one that allegedly was being, that Chris was talking to her or something, like touching her or whatever, at the spring party that Karen had at the beginning of the season. She's gonna be there. And Candice is like, I'm not talking to that Sesame Street character. And I died. And I'm obsessed with Potomac. So make sure that you are on every single episode. Make sure that you're watching. If you have any questions, you know where to find me, and I will answer them live. Let's move on to Family Karma, because Family Karma every week is getting better, better, and better. And I like the fact, once again, I'm going to say it, that it's real family dynamics. This is true friends, true families going through life, and happens to be filmed on, for a TV show. I want to talk about Amrit and Nicholas, wedding planning. Nicholas said that he doesn't want to look like a sausage, that it's a gay wedding, and he's going to be very specific. And I feel that. I hear you and I feel you because I was that person. I was a bridezilla when I got married. I needed to know every detail. I needed to make sure that everything was the way that it was meant to be, that I was looking good, that my outfit was fitting right. So I totally get it. I mean, you want to make sure that you impress people. It seems like we as gay people always try to do the most to impress people because we are oppressed most of our teenage years, and we have to come out. We are forced to come out to society, basically. So we can just live your life. You have to explain to people who you are pretty much every single day of your life. So when it comes down to celebrations, we go all out. We know how to party, and I'm happy to see Amrit and Nicholas planning this wedding because I know it's going to be fabulous. I mean, Indian weddings are just beautiful. So add on top of that the gay flair. It's gonna be so fabulous. It's probably gonna be the best wedding on Bravo history, and I'm here for it. I'm gonna be celebrating them. I truly love them. I have a special place for them because it shows how amazing this process is, how exciting it is to be planning your wedding, especially once again a gay wedding. We're gonna make sure that people understand the importance of remembering how far we have come and how much we still have to fight to keep this right. And on top of that, you have to add the layer the Enred is an Indian man, and Indian culture is very conservative. And I love how happy his family is for him. On the other hand, we have Nicholas, who comes from a very religious family, and he still have the debate. I mean, at that moment, on during the show, we know that right now they are fine, but his parents, they needed that little extra time, that little, push for them to feel happy for him. And we are seeing that on our TV screen. So it's amazing. And a very important message for people to see. When it comes down to the family dynamics on that show, I always I like to highlight that part because it's really easy to forget about real dynamics like family dynamics and how they work, even if it comes on a Bravo shiny package. What I'm saying is like we are so used to watch housewives and overly produced drama and people going to jail or people stealing money from elderly or stealing money from orphan and widows that we find just every single day family drama even boring. But to me, I personally enjoy that even more because I can identify with it. I had gone through the process of coming out. I have gone through the process of, you know, not speaking to my mom for 5 years because she needed time to understand why her son was gay because she grew up in a very conservative Catholic household. Like we still are very conservative. Most of my family, not me. I'm not associated with any type of religion, but it's very like it's very like engraved in our brains. Another issue that we saw on this episode is Vishal's alcohol problem. He has admitted that he needs to stop drinking because at the pace that he's doing it, he's going to have a lot of health issues. He's going to lose his wife that hasn't signed the wedding um, certificate because she told him very clearly that if he doesn't stop drinking, she is out. And she's doing it from a place of love. And Reshma, Vishal's mom, appreciates that. She said on the show that she loves Risha so much because everything that she's doing right now is for the best interest of her son. But Lopa, on the other hand, is driving me freaking crazy. Lopa is, I mean, I like her, but her comments, I'm just fixing myself a little bit here, buddies, besties. Her comments about Reshma and Vishal were quite horrible. She was saying that, um, you know, she couldn't talk to Vishal like a mom because that's not her son. So that's her mom's problem. And probably because she didn't, took care of him properly or like educate him about alcohol or how to face it. I mean, she's questioning Reshma as a mom. And that was completely out of line. Reshma even feel like Lopa. I mean, they don't have a relationship whatsoever. You can tell that they don't speak. They try to avoid each other. So there is some drama in between them. And it comes from the kids. I mean, no mom likes to see their son be treated the way the Lopa treats Vishal. But Reshma said on the confessional that Lopa, at least, it's being very clear about Vishal's alcohol issue, and she appreciates that. She appreciates the fact that Lopa has, called it out many times. Even at that point, Reshma can be positive about Lopa's presence and voice. Lopa can't do the same for her, and that's how different they are. You know, I really hope the Vishal finds the strength, the support, because after watching the episode, he really wants to do better, and his family and even Risha and her mom are there to support Vishal. So once again, family dynamics in these shows are so good. We also have another problem, and that is Rishi and Monica. And I call it a problem because I do not trust Rishi. There is something about this guy that screams, I don't want to say the word, but I'm gonna say it, fuck boy. I don't want to label anyone, you know, but he has that vibe. He lied to Monica about the most basic situation, which is when he found out about the rumors of him cheating on Monica. He lied to her about that. So if you lie about something so trivial, I can only imagine what else are you hiding. Also, the way that he acts when Monica is constantly asking him to let her know where they stand. She wants to move forward. She wants to build a family or a life together, but he seems so disconnected with the idea of even moving in the same place. That is such a red flag. Is given I want to keep you around vibes. Like I don't necessarily want to build anything with you. I just want to keep you around because I like your company. And that's not fair to Monica. I Monica deserves better. I still wish Monica was with like Brian. I know Brian was with I'm 100% sure that Brian was trying to get Afni really bad, but she was like, I'm gonna put the brakes on this right now. We're not going anywhere. We're good as friends. Brian needs somebody like Monica. They have the same vibes. They know each other for a long time. I think they missing the opportunity to establish a true relationship between them. But maybe they're just too good of a friends that some people are afraid to, break that friendship and go into a more serious relationship for the fear of losing the friendship if the love relationship just falls apart. And that's valid. It happens all the time. I just feel like when it comes down to family karma, the fact that the young generation and the aunties have drama going on their own rights and on their own situations, it's what makes this show so great. I can sit down for hours and watch them just going, especially the aunties, going at each other. Is the funniest thing ever. It can get dramatic, don't get me wrong, but it's just really funny. So I'm asking you to watch Family Karma. It's an easy watch. You're not going to regret it, I'm telling you. Another easy watch is Southern Hospitality. Somebody legit asked me on Twitter if I'm getting paid to promote this show because I speak about it all the time on my social medias. And honestly, no, I'm not getting paid a dime. But I truly like the cast. They are all very sweet. They are very welcoming. Um, I have the opportunity to, to speak to a few of them, like through DMs and stuff on like Instagram or whatever, and they are all amazing. And I'm not gonna lie, they have the potential to be one of those really strong casts on the Bravo universe. It's given Vanderpump Rules season one vibes, where you know that those kids were going to be stars. And that's how I feel about this cast. So, this episode of To the Races starts with drama from the previous episode from the Tea Party. Mikhail was leaving and he stormed out because he thinks that TJ insinuated that he doesn't deserve the opportunity to be working at Republic. And he needed to work that night, and Maddie was very um, confused. Everything exploded, but also concerned because she wanted to DJ that night. And if Mikhail doesn't show up to work, she was supposed to cover what he was supposed to do, which is VIP hosting. Mikhail, right? He is a professional. He went to work and he, as he said, in the words of the greatest women ever, Britney Spears, my queen, he came to work. Work, bitch. So, yeah. They have one of the most crazy cast dramatic scenes because they're really funny. I mean, you have to understand this. You have to watch it to understand. This is, you know, 20 something year old kids, close to 30. I think the oldest one is close to 30. And they have this like over the top energy that you have to watch to understand. Will, Will was burning bridges though. On this episode, Will was being eaten by Lucia left and right. But then they show him the next day waking up with a mega hangover saying, I always say that I'm never going to drink, but it's a fucking lie because I always drink again. And it's true. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm almost 40 next year. But I was that person. I still am a little bit. I'm still a little that person that I always said like I'm not going to drink, and I used to black out. So I see that on that show. I see those little moments of when you're like really young and you kind of want to relive it. So you kind of watch what happened on the screen. Lucia, though, I am obsessed with Lucia. She is a queen who knows her worth. She said, I can take care of my baby. If you're not going to be here and do what is right, you can pack it up. She's co parenting. And like she said, sometimes 70-30, even though she laughed and she's like, oh, that doesn't sound right. It is true. I mean, moms tend to be that rock in a home. They are the ones who are doing the most. They are the ones who are working the most. They are the ones who can't even go anywhere because everybody is expecting moms to be the one taking care of the babies. On this episode, she goes on a trip with the gang. I'm gonna call it the gang. I love them. These are my people. Um, And at least she had the support, you know, of of her, you know, baby's father. And I like that. I like the fact that we can see that on the screen. We see, co-parenting happening, and she is working really hard to maintain her family and provide and have a good time because you're still young. You still living your life, and that's what it's all about. I always tell people, I'm always like watching my friends that I grew up with losing a big part of themselves the moment that they become parents because they feel like they need to fit into this society standard that if they have a baby, they have to become this like narrow-minded type of people that they can go out anywhere. They can't even have a drink. They can talk for too long over the phone. They can plan any trips when before they even had a baby they were like party animals and having a good time traveling. Like I understand that life changes when a kid, it's when you have a kid, but you can lose yourself. And that's why I appreciate what I saw last night on Southern Hospitality because Lucia is a young mother and she's working hard in a republic, but she's also having a good time and also being responsible for her baby. That's how you need to balance your life. You need to be able. It's hard. I'm 100% sure that it's a struggle because taking care of a baby, it's a lot of responsibility. One that I do not want. I have 3 dogs, and that's enough for me. That's more than enough. So I cannot imagine the level of responsibility that is to have a baby. But being able not to lose that fun part of yourself in the process. They go to NASCAR on a decked out RV in Party City decoration. I love Grace though. Grace was the one who decorated the whole thing, and she said that when people are mean to her, what she does is she glitter bomb the whole shit, and that's what she did. She turned that inside of the RV into a mega disco glittery bomb. It was freaking hysterical, and I loved it. I literally said this looked like somebody went to Party City and bought all the little like stringy thingies. And Mikael said that too. He's like, let's go, Party City van. Loved it. He also said the funniest prayer ever. He said something like, I just pray that you bitches keep your mind to yourself. I pray that there's no drama. And I pray that everybody's energy is calm. I pray that you hoes stay unhoish. And I scream, I gonna use this all the time. I'm not religious, but this type of prayer is all I need when bitches are trying me. When bitches are testing me, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pray for these bitches to be, keep the energy to themselves and hoes to be unhoish. When they get to NASCAR, Grace didn't lose any moment. She was hustling. She was inviting the NASCAR drivers to like Republic, and she was gonna be the VIP host for them and all this stuff. And that girl, that's how you do it. That's iconic. Always hustling, and I'm here for that energy. I'm telling you, Bravo, when Bravo gets a cast right, they get it right. And all these people are amazing on their own rights. They have great energy. They all have so much to bring to the table. Grace is one of those cast members that is a star. All of them are stars. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that she's more than anybody else in the show. No, everybody has a star quality. But Grace has that bravo star quality, which means sassy comments, uh, bigger than life energy, bigger than life personality, um, a storyline behind the whole, big persona. There is a more reserved struggle. Like she always shares about her struggle with her body image and how she felt when she was younger and how she needed to build this confidence to cover those insecurities. Um, and those confessionals are top tier Bravo holic, Bravo celebrity. I mean, Bravo Labs. That's how we call it. I'm obsessed with Grace. I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. I am 100% sure that when I meet her in person, we are going to be besties, like real besties. Like yeah, we're gonna have a good time, like drinks and everything. After their NASCAR day, they go to a rental. It was supposed to be a 5 bedroom rental, but it's ended up being four. Maddie didn't count all the rooms properly, so they're all stuck in that house. But they had a great moment that I appreciated because we had a lot of drama in the past 3 episodes, and maybe we didn't get to know each character and their background. In this moment, they started to share a more personal journey, which was the theme of this episode. Each and one of them had a moment, like Emmy had a moment with her mom. We saw her mom and her sisters, and we got to know about her dad business, even though she didn't explain anything about it. We know that he finances services or something like that. That's kind of what I got from what she explained. Um, and we had, Lucia and her family dynamic. Uh, and we have this little moment by the fire pit where they sit in and they want to share what they see in a few years and what they have overcome to be where they are. And Mikhail shared about opening up and not feeling alone, like with friends, and not feeling left out and left behind in the relationship too. And TJ kind of like, second that feeling. He said specifically in the relationship department, based on the trailer, the mid-season trailer, it seems like he expresses that it's hard to date down in South Carolina in Charleston. And then we have Grace sharing her experience with her confidence and how that has shaped, her personality right now. And even TJ said that to her, that before he only knew about her Instagram account and her like revealing photos and how he did not understand why you needed quote unquote that much attention. But now after she opened up and she let them into this part of her that maybe she didn't share with them before, he said like, now I understand, and now he's, see her in a different light. And that's the great thing about this show, because they are friends. They all have been working uh, at Leva's restaurants for many years, and being able to get to know different levels of each of them in this process of filming a reality TV show is great. I mean, we don't know everything about our coworkers or our friends, but being in such environment where you are going to be with them more often than usual, like experiencing new adventures, is what makes this show so amazing. Like I said it before, this cast from Southern Hospitality is really one of the best cast of a new Bravo show. I'm 100% sure that they are going to get many seasons. So I'm asking you to watch this show. I'm asking you to take the time to, catch up. There's only 4 episodes out. We're already halfway through the season. We all know the Bravo shows, first season, new shows get like 8 to 9 episodes, and sometimes the reunion. So that's what I think is going to happen with Southern Hospitality. That's kind of like the amount of episodes I think is going to be released. But if it keeps going the way that it's going, it's going to build a fan base real quick, and it's going to have many seasons. It's true. I mean, we need more shows beside Housewife on Bravo. I've been saying this. I'm pretty sure if you listen to my podcast, you're probably bored of me saying this. But the reality is, most people just focus on Housewife and forget the real stars of Bravo are not necessarily the Housewife shows, are the non-Housewife shows like Vanderpump Rules. That's literally one of my favorite shows on Bravo ever. And the reason why is because you see people actually wanting to build a life. Yes, it's a reality TV show, and most people see them just as reality TV stars, but in reality, they are building something for the future. They are not multi-million dollar worth housewives. This is not Kyle Richards. This is not Camille Grammer, or this is not Lisa Vanderpump. They are working for these people. They are working for the housewife. They are working for the wealthier Bravo Lab, like in this case, Leva. And I have faith that this is going to become the next big non-housewife show. So do not sleep on it. I'm telling you, give it the opportunity and you're gonna love it. Especially for Grace confessional, especially for Mikkel's coming out story, especially for Lucia's family dynamic, especially for TJ's story, for Joe Bradley's uh, Casanova vibe, for Bradley's amazing body. Like, he can train me any day. We have Maddie also, who share her struggle with, substance and alcohol and stuff like that. Will and Emmy's, relationship and how they open about having sex more than 5 times a day, which I still believe is too much. You need to calm down. I don't think people need that much sex in a day. It's exhausting. It's a workout. Trust me. So, yeah, I want to end the episode today by asking you that if you like this conversation, go ahead and subscribe to my podcast, to my YouTube channel, Martini with Eddie. Follow my Twitter account and follow my Instagram. I always drop tea. I always drop funny, shady tweets. If you like quick reads, you can find it on my Twitter on Martini with Eddie account. And with that said, I will see you guys on Thursday for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and Real Housewives of Miami recaps. This week, I might not have a guest because this is the holiday weekend, but I have a big, big, big end of the year podcast that you are going to love. It's going to be a panel with several of your favorite podcasters and Bravo content creators where we are going to count down the best, the worst, and the what the fuck moments on Bravo this year. So mark your calendars. It's going to be on December 30th, live at 6 p.m. But you can always catch it on my YouTube channel or on my podcast on the audio version. Have a great night, besties. I love you all. Bye, besties.